Capernaum, Capernaum. This is believed to be the location of the house of Peter, and this is where Jesus will spend his final months and weeks before the last and final pilgrimage to Jerusalem. John baptizes Jesus in the year 30 AD. After the baptism, Jesus goes into seclusion in the Judean desert for 40 days and 40 nights, where he will be tempted by the devil 3 times. Of course, Jesus manages to repel the temptations, and then he will return to Nazareth, to the Galilee, where he will begin to perform miracles. Jesus will be kicked out of Nazareth by the people of Nazareth after quoting from prophet Isaiah. He will find himself here in Capernaum because this is the location of the house of his closest disciple, Peter. Simon, the fisherman, is the first disciple recruited by Jesus. When Jesus sees him inside the Sea of Galilee, Jesus tells him, "Let me show you how to fish for men." And when Jesus roams the country preaching, on their way to Caesarea of Philippus, as they sit around, Jesus asks the disciples, "What do people say about me?" To which Simon replies, "That you are Messiah, Son of God." Jesus looks at him saying, "Simon, you are the rock on which I will build my ministry." A rock in Latin is Petra. Simon becomes Peter, and now we're about to see the house of Peter. The house of Peter is located under the modern Franciscan church. This is believed to be the location where Jesus will spend his time. This is the location where Jesus would perform the healing of the paralytic. When a large group of people gather around the house, Jesus is inside, and what do the people do? They lift up the roof, let the paralytic in, and this is where Jesus heals the paralytic. Why do the Franciscans believe that this is the location? Once again, the place is still known as Capernaum, Capernaum, and graffiti was found here dating back to 2nd century AD, meaning the tradition that this is the location goes back a very, very long time to the early days of Christianity. One of the main attractions here in Capernaum is the synagogue, which we are about to visit. We are in the Basilica of Capernaum. This is believed to be the synagogue. However, is the synagogue from the time of Jesus? The answer is no. This basilica is a Byzantine basilica that would be built much later. Another thing which is very obvious, Capernaum was a very rich fishing village in the years of the Roman Byzantine period, because we see how big this basilica is. Of course, what stands out is the limestone. It's not made from that basalt that we are surrounded with, because this synagogue was brought from as far away as 100 kilometers from here and reassembled. However, it may be noted that synagogues would be built over an older synagogue, meaning the ancient synagogue of Capernaum is underneath us here as we stand in the Byzantine Basilica. Capernaum was destroyed in an earthquake in the year 748. We are in an earthquake-prone area of Israel because we are in the Jordan Valley. This is the location of what is known as the Afro-Syrian Rift. Every 100 years or so, an earthquake rocks the place. The quake of 748 destroyed Capernaum. Capernaum has never been resettled and rebuilt again, which is very interesting, because if we open the New Testament, we read that Jesus curses 3 places: Capernaum, Chorazim, and Bethsaida. And interestingly enough, these 3 places have never been resettled. An interesting discovery here in Capernaum, a menorah, a Jewish menorah a tripod menorah engraved on one of the capitals that we see here, clearly indicating that this was a Jewish village. It is from here, from Capernaum, that Jesus will depart with his disciples and followers on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem. This would be his last and final pilgrimage. He will never return here to the Galilee.